everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I've got some festive sewing for you today. I would like to first preface by saying I realize that it is only the, what is today? Hold on, I'm filming this early. 8th of November when you're watching this, but because as seamstresses we have to get a head start, an early start on any festive sewing that we're wanting to do, whether that be gifts or just things for the house or for yourself, for parties, that kind of thing, because really the ball really starts rolling at the beginning of December. So I have two Minerva makes to share with you today that was kind of in conjunction with them on festive sewing. So I have an outfit to show you that I think works beautifully for any kind of Christmas, holiday type party, New Year's party, anything where you need to get a little fancier for in this December months. And then I have a fun craft thing, which I don't sew crafts. And this actually kind of reminded me why I don't sew crafts. But it was actually a really wonderful thing that I did with my kids, and I will talk about that second. So let's dig in and get started. Again, I apologize for bringing holiday content here at, we're not even to Thanksgiving. Well, here in the US, not even to Thanksgiving yet. We're still pretty early, but you know, it's a merry season, so let's get started. Okay, I was given by Minerva Crafts some gorgeous brocade, which is right here. And I'm going to show you the fabric real quick first. It's not your typical Christmas colors by any means. We've got a gold lame background with these pink and green flowers. I don't know, I mean, they're not really roses. They're just kind of an abstract flower. But it's a brocade. And it's a synthetic, I'm pretty sure, brocade. So I was given the fabric and then told to make some sort of a holiday garment, whether that be like a New Year's Eve garment, a Christmas garment, something for the holiday, festive for the holiday season. And I came up with this outfit. I'm gonna show you pictures of me twirling in it because I have a jacket and a dress. So these are both itch to stitch patterns because we all know how much I love a good itch to stitch pattern. I will start with the dress first. So for the dress, I made the Marbella shift dress, basically. Guys, I love this silhouette so much. So you've got kind of a bateau neckline, but it still scoops enough that it's not like, sometimes the boat necks go a little too straight across for me, and I find that it's just too much chest covered. I need to have a little bit of broken up a little bit there, but this has just enough scoop. It's got, I actually didn't do the pattern justice with the fabric, to be honest, because it's got princess seams, and again, this is cup sizes, which, how many times do I have to say how much I love cup sizes? But it's a princess seam bodice, and I did the size 8 with a D cup, and it's got this beautiful yoke. You may not be able to see that seam there. Again, I didn't do it justice, but there's a yoke here in the front and the back. There's princess seams in the back, which you could do some really cool like highlighting with, either with color blocking, or I think it would be gorgeous if you did like a sheer lace, or even an embroidered tulle of some sort, or even just a sheer fabric, period. Like it could be a solid. I have a vintage picture of my grandmother. I don't know if I'll be able to find it or not, but someone else actually had posted it on Facebook a few years ago, but it was my grandmother when she was probably about 40, about my age, New Year's Eve. And she had on this, basically the same thing. It was sheer at the top, and then it almost looked like a strapless dress, but you know, it wasn't. But it was sheer at the top, black, but you could see through it, and then fitted at the bodice, and then it was very 50s with a big full skirt, and she just looked so glamorous. You know, she was all dolled up, and it was a candid picture. She didn't realize her picture was being taken. Anyway, this kind of reminds me of that. This is definitely a very 60s, I feel like, influenced dress. So you have a waist seam here, and this dress actually comes with a free separate skirt. So it has a half circle skirt, 3/4 circle skirt. It has a flared skirt that you could actually pop onto this if you preferred that. But I love the bottom of this skirt. It has these deep pleats and almost has like a tulip shape to it, you know, where it gives me hips is what it does, which I love. It has pockets which are amazing. It is fully lined. There is an invisible zipper at the back, which hopefully you can't see. I got some beautiful pattern matching. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it, which is even more. But across the waist seam, that makes me so happy when I get, like on the first try, my waist seams match up. Because I also had my waist seam and I had the yoke seam up here that all had to match. And that went beautifully. I lined the whole thing in a, here I'll show you the insides. So it's got facings, and then I lined the rest of the bodice with a Bimberg, a rayon Bimberg, in kind of a creamy ivory color that I bought in Chicago at the textile outlet. And there are separate pattern pieces for most of the lining versus, you know, self fabric, which I also love because technically the lining pieces should be different. But because there's facings and things in here, it just finishes off beautifully. I mean, look at that armhole. It's just a beautifully finished dress. Nothing is poking out. Everything is understitched. Again, fully lined because this is brocade and it frays like you wouldn't believe. But because it's brocade, it has a lot of body, and so I just think it holds those pleats beautifully. And the pleats are in the front. There are no pleats in the back. So the back is a nice smooth back, so you don't have to worry about it accentuating your hind end where maybe you don't want it to be accentuated. I absolutely love this dress pattern. I will make this again. I will make it in the summer, in the spring. I have some eyelet that I think would be gorgeous where you could do the eyelet when we get into the warmer weather, obviously. I mean, we're just now getting into cold weather here, but in this hemisphere. But where you could do eyelet and leave it underlined at this top yoke so that some of your skin peeked through at the top and then underline the rest of the dress. I think that would be gorgeous. And I'm trying to remember now if there was options that you could do this dress lined and unlined. I can't remember now though off the top of my head. The only fit adjustment that I made, again I did a size 8 with a D cup. The only other size adjustment I made is I shortened the skirt by 2 inches because I'm only 5'2". And that is the only thing that I did to this pattern. And I mean, I just love it. I feel so 60s in this outfit. Just the brocade and both of these pieces. So that is the dress. Oops, hitting lights. For the jacket, I did the Salamanda. Some of her pattern names are all after places. Sometimes I totally butcher the name. Salamanda dress or jacket. So cute, goes so well with this dress. I think this is one of her older patterns too. So it's just a little raglan jacket, again, so 60s. It has this cute little yoke detail up here that kind of scoops down. Again, I don't think I feel like I did the pattern lines justice, but then it's got a cute pleat that I thought mirrored the pleat on the Marbella dress beautifully. And it has gathers up here at the raglan. So there's a yoke that goes all the way around, but then the sleeves gather here at the top, which I think is beautiful little added detail. And there's a cute little pleat at the back. And the back does scoop down a little lower in the back than it does in the front. Again, I lined it with the same Bimberg that I did the dress. And then it has you finishing off the yoke, and I used some bias cut silk ribbon in my stash, which you could use the tie if you wanted to kind of finish off the edge of that facing, which I think just makes it look really nice and finished and professional. And then I had these buttons that I bought at a flea market. It was like an outdoor market. I was with my mother-in-law. We were actually up in Holland, Michigan for the Tulip Festival, and they had a whole bunch of like little stands and stuff set up, and a lady was selling some buttons, and I mean, yes. And I bought 8 of these really big buttons, and hold on, let me see if it will focus. I want you to see the texture on them. So they have like a bumpy texture. I don't know if that's gonna focus for you. Anyway, it makes them look kind of matte, but they have like a bumpy texture to them. But I used all 8 buttons in this, and I just think this, I mean, it just gives it such a 60s vibe. I love this so much. And I think that's about it. So again, I sewed the size 8 with a D cup on this as well, and I think the only thing I did to this was I shortened the sleeves by maybe an inch, because again, 5'2", everything on me is short. But it's such a sweet little swing jacket, and I'm definitely can see myself wearing this with jeans with a little camisole underneath, you know, just for a nice dinner out, or the pair of, you know, any kind of trousers with a little camisole or a layering piece of some sort underneath it. It's just the perfect little topper jacket. I mean, this will probably get more wear than the dress, only because this can be worn with so many different things. So those are my 2 festive sewing holiday makes with this gorgeous brocade. I now have an affiliate link for Minerva, and so I will link the fabric down below, and it is an affiliate link, and actually both these patterns are affiliate. Again, anything in the description box that's affiliate, I do put on there that is an affiliate link, which just means that if you were to purchase something from that link, I get a commission off of it. So just want to be all upfront on that. I've talked about that in past videos, but okay, so that is my fun, festive holiday outfit. Now I just need a holiday party to go to. So if anyone's having one, actually something like, you know, Atlanta just had a Frocktails event, and I think Montreal is having a Frocktails event. Like, we're starting here in the North America to get some of these Frocktail events. Nothing close to me, unfortunately. We need to rectify that. I was talking with someone else in my area about we needed to find a place and do something like that in this area because they just look like so much fun. But anyway, something like this would be perfect for that kind of event. But that is my holiday outfit that I am absolutely in love with. All right, and again, Itch to Stitch patterns just fit so well, and her instructions are so good, and her finishing is just, I mean, I just feel like everything's very professionally finished in everything that I make from her, in these 2 pieces especially. So they're just lined nicely. Just the finishings on them are very nice. All right, for my second festive project. So the other thing that we were challenged with by Minerva is that they would gift us some more crafty type fabric to do some sort of a holiday craft. And I thought, this was sent out in July. So it was summertime, my kids were home, and I'm like, oh, that would be so much fun. You know, they're gonna be becoming teenagers, just to have a craft that the 3 of us can do together. So I opted for a whole bunch of different colors of felt. And this felt is, and I'll show it to you in just a second, is a wool viscose blend. So it's a very nice crafting felt. There's actually no polyester or anything synthetic in it. And it comes in a whole bunch of colors. Again, I will leave an affiliate link down below for their felt. And it's, again, there's just a ton of different colors for that. But I thought there was a class on BluPrint called Fab Felt Holiday, I think, by Bets White, and I'll leave a link down to that below. But I'm a member of BluPrint, and I have a subscription to it. And I've always, I mean, that class has been out forever, but I always thought it'd be so much fun to do some of those projects with my kids. Honestly, I thought it'd be a fun thing to do over the holiday, you know, the holiday break, the winter break, but obviously this had to be out before then, so we had no plans for our fall break this year. So I invited they each got to invite a friend over, and we created felt gingerbread houses. And guys, I only have 3 here with me because the other 2 kids took theirs home, but we made 5. And like with most things, this was like way more labor intensive than I anticipated. But we made these little, and I'll pop pictures of the whole scene I created with the other 2 houses as well. But this was my little gingerbread house that I created with felt, and I grabbed a whole bunch of Simplicity trims. Again, Minerva sells all that kind of stuff. But I grabbed a whole bunch of Simplicity trims, and I made these, well, I made this one. This was my little holiday. It's got my little wreath on it, and all the pattern pieces came from that class. And then my son made this one. My kids are very much into Nightmare Before Christmas right now, and we were listening. Obviously, it was before Halloween when we were making these, and so we had that soundtrack on, and so he and his buddy did some pumpkins on the outside of theirs, which, you know, that was the other thing. I did not, you know, I showed him a few of the techniques, but then I just let him go, and it's just so cute to see how they each interpreted everything. Little chimneys on top. And then my daughter did this one. And she did little like gumdrop bushes on the outside of hers with her little wreath. She's got a little hanging thing. Anyway, they just turned out so cute. And these are gonna go on my dining room table as kind of part of a little winter wonderlandscape. And then we made, this I just did with my kids, but we made a whole bunch of these little Christmas trees, which also in the felt. that are gonna go in our little scape as well. Here's just two. There's two different sizes, a big one and a small one, and I had two different colors of green, so I kind of mix and matched. Again, Simplicity pom-poms, I think. It was like just a package of them that we just glued on with craft glue. So, but again, it reminds me why I prefer like garment and fashion sewing as opposed to the crafty stuff, because I was very much ready to be done with this project by the time it was done. But in all seriousness, the whole day when they each had a friend over, they were occupied for a good like 4 hours, just working and talking. And to have two boys and two girls, same age, they all go to the same school, 7th graders, so they're all but one were 13, the other one turns 13 at the beginning of the year. Just to have them actually engaging in something that wasn't a video game, and just being creative and just listening to their creative process and, you know, their ideas for their houses was just amazing. And I'm very, very glad that we did that. It was a really fun day. So I hope that gives you some ideas for crafty holiday sewing as we approach that season. That's all I've got for today. I just wanted to share my 2 festive holiday sews that I've done thus far. And let's see, next week, as you all know, actually while you're watching this, I should be coming back from Missouri from a funeral that I had to unexpectedly head back for. But so I haven't had a chance to work on my jacket yet for the sew along. But that's going to be the first sew along, and my hope to have that up next weekend. So a week from this weekend to have that up. So what you can expect next week is maybe a couple more sew the looks. And then I'm gonna try out the 3 days a week video and just see what kind of difference it makes on the channel. And not only that, what kind of a difference it makes on me, and if it's too much work. You know, if I can maintain easily 3 videos a week, because whatever schedule I get on, I want that to be my schedule, like I've been doing 2 videos a week, and that's very manageable for me right now. So we're gonna see a 3rd video and how that's gonna play out. And if it does start to wear on me a little bit, then we may need to scale back again to 2. But then we'll just have to figure out another way to get the sewing tutorials and sew-alongs on the channel more regularly. All right, so that's what we've got going forward. So you can look forward to a couple more fall sew the looks, and then as we're approaching winter, I was gonna do another video. I had a really good response on the 10 street style looks and patterns that you could use to recreate them. And again, that's what I'm recreating with these sew the looks, is some of those. I will not get to all 10 that I did for the autumn, but a few of them. I mean, I'm doing a handful of them, and the kind of the same idea for winter. So, that's what we've got to look forward to for next week. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also next week, my daughter's dress, her ball is a week from tomorrow, so I will have to have that, is that right? The 16th? Yeah. A week from tomorrow is her ball. So I will have her dressed, the whole finished thing for you to show you next week as well. All right, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so that you don't miss out on any of the content. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and have a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys get a lot of sewing or quiet time in this weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Bye.